Hello, I'm Johnny and this is my YouTube channel. So, have you ever been so inspired? You wake up in the morning, you're so inspired and you want to do all sorts of creative things, but once you get up, after a cup of coffee, you still can't do it, so you've got to try and push yourself. So, I thought I'd do this video. This video is about the easiest way how I do an armature. Um, and this here is, I wanted to make a smaller art doll, about say 7 inches, to put in my Etsy shop. So there's like a few low valued items in. I wanted to make a series of small art dolls about 7 inches, based on, what did I put? Curiosity children, oddities, something like that. And I wanted like just say a 3-headed one, fish-faced one, octopus-faced one, stuff like that. So I came up with this, oh sorry, I think I shouted there. I came up with this drawn thingy in a bit. I came up with a few sketches here of what I wanted it to look like. And I put these are like, like little extras, like as if they're holding a doll or teddy bear, stuff like that. Because they are like children. So this was the armature. And what I did is, can you see here, the leg, 5.5 centimetres. The pelvis is 3 centimetres, but because I'm going up here, it's 1.5, so I add them. 5.5 centimetres for the leg, 1.5 centimetres for half the pelvis, then up to the spine, 4 centimetres. And I add all that together, which comes up to 11 centimetres. And because I'm just going back down the other side, times it by 2, and that's 22. And for the arms, it's 5.5 centimetres up here. Along the shoulder, it's 4, per half, that's 2. Down the spine for 4, and that comes to, what was it? Wrote it down, 6.2 plus 4 equals 12 centimetres, times by 2 is 24. But that was the most awkwardest way to do it. And because I only had this wire at the time, I'll show you here. This is garden wire, what you'd use for fences and stuff like that. I use this, and it's very, I don't know if you can see, it's very difficult to bend, and my arm was bad at the time and I was wearing a brace, so it was extremely difficult. But what you're best off using is a softer wire like this. And if you're using polymer clay for the head and the hands and that, you want to reinforce the legs because they'll be holding the majority of the weight. So what you do with that is you wrap this like a softer wire around the legs to reinforce. But I'll show you that later on. And sorry, I can't tell you the gauge of the wire because I've took the little stickers off and I don't know. So just play it by ear what you feel comfortable using. Yes. So I'll have to pause you a few times because I haven't got a lot of workspace, and when I bring things in to show you. So I'll just show you the doll I made. So there's the little art doll I made from this Armature sketch. As you can see, it's a few centimetres bigger by the head. So there's the little creature he's got. It's like a little octopus with googly eyes. And there's the little t-shirt. It's just got a little fish on. And I wanted his arms to be longer, so he looks like Freaky. And there's his head. His head's made out of polymer clay, and his neck. The eyes are glass. I didn't want to paint him, so I used what do they call them, soft pastels, and you just grind it down into fine dust and then use your paintbrush to colour the clay before baking, and then when you bake it, it fuses into the clay and it doesn't come off after baking. I made these shoes from coloured polymer clay. I never usually use coloured polymer clay, but I thought it would be really fiddly if I just used a plain and then tried to paint it. And that's the soles. I could have done the that much better, but you're not really going to see it, are you? So yeah, so that's him. And I mean, as I say, I use that really tough wire, so I made things a whole lot more difficult for myself. And with this size, I should have used the softer wire anyway, so yes. So I'll just pause you for a second. I just thought I'd show you the tools that I use. So when I first started making ArtDolls, with the wire armatures, I got these to cut the wire, but I don't think these are very good. They lasted for about a year and then they went blunt, and I tried to sharpen them up again, and it's not really good. There's no like spring in here, so it was really terrible to try and snap the wire. So then I got these, and these are really good. There's not much effort you've got to put in to cut the wire. I'll show you. There. Not much effort at all to cut the wire, and that's the really tough, strong wire. So I got these from Amazon. I think they were only about £7. So I would recommend these if you're going to cut wire. Then I've got these pliers, needle nose pliers, and this is, let me see, just use these if you want to, like I make a lot of curls. I'm struggling a bit because my hands are still a bit dodgy, to make curls in the wire using these, but I can't see through the camera to do it properly. But I hope you get the gist. There. I just make like little curl things with these ones. These are good to hold the wire while you're doing anything with this. The same with these ones. I don't know what to call these. Well, these are needle nose pliers, and these are needle nose with a curve in them. I got this little hammer. I mean, it's a bit heavy, but I had a longer one which wasn't suitable. I use this for when I'm making the heads, the foil heads. I scrunch the foil together and then roll it in a ball. But to get it right down to this size, I just go on the floor, not on your table because it makes a racket. I just go on the floor and I just turn this around and hammer it in to get a, I mean, that's not like a circle, is it? But to get a pretty smooth finish, and it's all condensed down. So it's really tough, but still lightweight. Yes, I'll just move these aside. All night I've been having nightmares or dreams or whatever about trolls and goblins and things, so that's inspired me to make another one. So I'll just show you and I don't know why I'm showing you this, but it's the hard, ridiculous way I made this. So I normally, when I'm making ArtDolls, the legs and the arms, they're a bit longer, because rather be a lot longer than a lot shorter. But in this case, because I didn't want it to be very big, I never did that, so that's how I got the correct size. But what I did here, and I don't know why I did it, most ridiculous way, went and done this, bent this up here and then that up there, and then went down the same side again. Done the same to the arms. Then I put it all together, wrapped it with wire and then some hot glue. And then later on, I put this stick here and, oh, where's that foil head? When I'd completed the head like that, and then I joined that on, and it's complex trying to explain it to you, and it was complex trying to do it, so I don't know why I bothered doing it, and I was struggling doing it, so I'll show you this easier way. How I do it. Well, I'm going to do it in the future. So I made this art doll. He's called Noodle about 2 years ago. There's his face. And that's his hair and his clothing. I made his clothing from my old jumpers. And this was like a tweedy fabric for his pants. And then this was like a woolen type fabric. And I wanted it to look, you know, like scruffy. And you can use anything when you're making trolls, because, I mean, they're not fashion icons. And in real life, they'd probably steal clothes, take clothes off, oh, I don't know. Steal them off washing lines, just pick them up, might even thrift them. So you can use anything, basically, any type of fabric. This here on its tail was off a woman's jacket. It's like faux fur stuff. So I used that for his tail. And he's fully armatured wire. It's with this thick garden type wire. Because he's so big, you need a stronger wire anyway. His hands are made out of polymer clay, and his feet are. This is just a glass bottle around his neck with some pearls in, because his backstory is lives down by the beach, and he's a pearl collector. Yeah, so that's his face. But I want to make something similar to him, but not as big, because I haven't got the space to keep him. Yeah, so I'm going to try a few sketches and then try and do a armature of him. And in my dreams last night, I was dreaming like a rabbit, but with a longer snout like this, and like dangly ears. I could use suede for the ears, put them on a rod, attach them to the rod, and then insert it into his temples. I don't know about teeth yet. I'll have to see about that. So I'll just pause you and put them away. This is another design I did. It's I've called him Rabbit. I sketched him out the size I wanted him to be. This is on A4 graph paper. I would suggest using graph paper because it's easier to do the lines and that, so you're not like measuring them all the time. But when I get an idea, I just grab any piece of paper to hand, and it's usually plain paper, but when I'm going more into detail of designing the piece, I grab the graph paper and transfer it. So it's pretty basic. I've just drew a bit of the armature, how I want it to go, like down the arms, across the shoulders and that. Not so much the legs. And then I wanted to give him some dungarees. I'll show you the finished piece here. Here's a stand, and he just stand. But I've had him in the sitting position. I think I'll have to make some, be quite cool to make some chairs. I mean, this is just a thingy chair. He's a bit too big for this, as you can see. Yeah, so his arms and legs move, His head just moves a little bit side to side. And I've just wrapped him in, this is like stretchy fabric. I think it was a jumper or something. And I've covered his whole body in that, and then I made the dungarees and put the dungarees on him. And I give him some pretty weird looking hands there. This is, I did paint him in silver, I think it was. I painted him in black first and then went over in silver and just like white for the teeth. And the whiskers wire, thin wire. Yeah, so I mean, just from a simple sketch like that, and then you can come out with something like this. Yeah, his feet move a bit. Yeah, so that's that. I'll go and put him in his little hidey hole. So what I think I'll do, I'll end this video now because I think I've just babbled far too much on it. And then in the next video, I'll show you how I do the armature the easier way and not this really difficult way I done it. So thank you for watching. I hope I haven't bored you too much. Signing out. See you, bye.